Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Fall of the Republic preview playthrough as the Galactic Republic. In the last few episodes, we've been trying to cut apart the CIS and split them into as many different little sections as possible. Right now we have Anakin and Obi-Wan's forces over Q-Trick, which is going to be our main priority for this episode, or the first thing we do for this episode. And then we're probably going to focus a bit more over here in the mid-rim, and then after that down here with Kit Fisto and Shaak Ti, they'll probably go to Mustafar. But yeah, so there has been a few changes to the mods since the last episode. I ported over a good amount of the art that has been updated, so new clone models, Kit Fisto's model is done. The only Jedi heroes that aren't in-game yet are Shaak Ti and Anakin. Their models are done, their textures are still in progress, so I should be able to rig them and put them in for the next recording set, which there shouldn't be more than a couple weeks left of this playthrough, and we're going to be starting with the New Republic one after that. But let's get started with the Q-Trick invasion. There is always the risk when I update the models like that there will be a crash at some point, but we're going to do our best to not have that happen. Looks like they're trying to break out of the core there again. But Obi-Wan, let's start this off before they invade Alderaan on the ground. Is he? Kiyu? See you? I am going to have to turn this down a little bit more, I think. Nope, not muted. There, let's see how that does. Alright, Obi-Wan, head on down there.
Choose your reinforcements.
And let's get some LATs and some ATRTs. And I guess we'll bring in some clones so you guys can look at their new model. They may be a little bit out of scale with their guns, but I don't think they should be. Again, testing, so... We're actually very close to having all the assets for the first release done. CIS ground is just been finished for the first release in the last couple days. The Republic ground has been done for a while, except for the Bark Speeder, which the model's done for that, just needs to be textured and rigged. Then after that... Ooh, Obi-Wan. This could be dangerous. But yeah, so once the Bark is done, it'll just be a few CIS space units that we want to do for the first release. And then the main thing after that will be code related. So scenario design, story design, implementing stuff like the influence system, which you guys will see pretty soon. Let's take a look at the commander here.
Unit destroyed.
There's a new Phase 1 clone. There we go. So we should be starting some level of testing fairly soon. Which it could take a while in that, because there's going to be a lot of balancing changes and mechanical changes that go on during that phase. So that doesn't mean release is super soon, but it's we're making good progress. We don't port models from other games, Carmen. That's a model that Bob made. We do use the like Battlefront 2 as a heavy reference, but all the meshes in the mod are made by us, and the textures. I really fucking hate it when mods port, to be honest.
Let's do this. For our brothers. There we go.
Order acknowledged.
I'll be there. Closing range.
Alright, and I should say I'm also recording this live on Twitch like the last few episodes, so I'm going to be responding to Twitch chat sometimes, so I'll try to read the comments I'm responding to. So, can't remember if I did that exactly there, but Carmen was asking if the model is from BF2. Again, we don't do that. I really don't like doing that. ATRTs, I don't think they currently can capture them, but they probably will be able to. So these guys have rocket launchers. I didn't make the new rocket launcher coding entry for them to hold the weapon, but they do fire. The other guys have their DCs properly. Thanks for summons to you. Basically, the way we do the weapons for ground on infantry is hard pointing them. So it doesn't always match up with the animations 100%, but it allows a much broader set of weapon types without increasing the memory usage, and makes it a lot easier for us to upkeep code-wise. So there is some graphical sacrifice there, but I think it's overall worth it for gameplay purposes. Some of the next guys that actually need to be redone model-wise, we got this guy right here, which is a base game model actually. Then we have this, which is fairly old and does have some stormtroopers in it. And the Lat has the old clone trooper model sitting in it. These two. I don't know if we're going to be able to switch the interiors of those. Well, technically we're able to. I don't know if it's going to be something that we really prioritize. Getting the Phase 1 troopers when it's Phase 1 and Phase 2 when it's Phase 2. Because it is fairly minor. It's probably just a show and hide thing on the model, so it could be done that way. But we'll see what ends up happening there. Again, Anakin's model is done. Textures in progress. Code user is actually away right now. He was the one that was doing the Anakin texture. So I'm just going to put in the work in progress version that he has. And so for like the next few episodes, that'll probably be in... Well, the next recordings, that'll probably be in. Because obviously the next few episodes are going to be recorded tonight. But it'll be just a basic texture, and then you guys will see the full version either in release or in the next playthrough we do. But that's another thing that I should probably talk about a little bit, the playthrough schedule on the channel. The New Republic playthrough is going to be starting soon. I put out the Patreon post for it for people, for patrons or Twitch subs or channel members on YouTube to be able to pick their patron units for that. So if you want to become a patron or you are a patron or a Twitch sub, if you look in the description of the video, there should be a link for all that stuff. But yeah, I'm probably going to start another Republic or CIS playthrough very quickly after this one concludes, because there's going to be a lot of updated stuff to show, a lot of updated game mechanics, and I want to have... I generally don't do simultaneous ICW and Imperial Civil War and Fall of the Republic playthroughs, because that's a lot of Thrawn's Revenge, but there's enough changing mod-wise that I do want to get some of that done, and I don't know if I'd have time to get more Fall of the Republic playthroughs done before release if I wait until after the New Republic one. I think this still has some of the old projectiles and stuff, so that'll be another thing that gets a lot of attention going forward for the next little while. Anakin. You guys blow that one up. Can you just walk forward? There's a new battle droid model too. They won't be holding guns right now because we don't have a hardpoint version of their gun. You can see a lot better than what they used to look like as well. I think you could ever code a mechanic where you could steal stuff on ground like in space, where you'll have a unit after the battle. That should be possible. It's something we've discussed, not something we've worked on implementing yet. It may come in after ground reworks, but we'll see. Because the same coding framework... sorry, I forget if I read that properly or not, but I think you could have a code mechanic where you could steal stuff on ground like in space. We have a unit after the battle. I think I did, but I forgot. Either way, That would be the same coding framework that we use for the space ones, because the difficulty is getting the tactical information in Galactic. But I think it would be relatively simple to apply that to space, or to ground. It's just the ability that does it is kind of different. And I'm not sure if we could repurpose Chewbacca's for it, because that does intend, like, that kills the unit when you're out of it. We'd probably go for something different than that. And may be able to repurpose it. Like, we used the spoiler lock ability for it in space, actually. We were originally going to use the tractor beam, but that would also mean we can't use the tractor beam for other stuff. Like a tractor beam. His abilities are not especially flexible in Empire at War directly. It's just the extra code base we built up around it that lets us do stuff like that. Right, they have the Infiltrator Academy. That'll probably be our next target. So let's get Anakin and Obi-Wan up here. Looks like Obi-Wan's probably got this handled. Their scale's a little bit lower than it ought to be, but I'll see if we can get into a battle with Kit Fisto as well, because his model's in. I'm not sure if his hands were switched properly, but I did his head, at the very least. Oh.
Yes, sir. I have the target in sight.
I like the peaceful music while Obi-Wan just slaughters some battle droids. Right, you guys don't need to be over here. Did I turn down the audio when I was playing Rise of the Mandalorians? I think I did.
Most impressive.
Here we go.
Yes, Commander. Command received. Planted. Targeting.
Alright, and then I think this is basically it for this battle. Q-Trick will be ours. I was very worried the battle droids would crash because the model changes. Because I have to port over, I have to backport it into an older version of the mod, which is what I'm recording in. So that can be scary. I'm going to adjust the volume again here. Sorry. There we go. Quebec Warlord is asking, is this mod available on Steam? So the mod's not released yet. Once it is released, it will be available on Steam. Talking about it a little bit earlier in the episode, but we're close-ish to completing a lot of major stuff, especially being asset complete for the units, but we're not quite done yet. And of course, done just means for the first build. There'll be plenty of updates after that. Okay, so let's see if we can hold them off here. Oh, we have a lot of Imperial stuff.
Yes, sir.
Including the new ATST model, which is quite large, but I think the scale was adjusted in Imperial Civil War, but not adjusted when for the stuff to Fall of the Republic, because it's not supposed to be in Fall of the Republic.
Engaging enemy.
You ever think we'll get a sequel to Empire at War? If so, what changes would you like to see implemented? I actually did a video on both Datapad, which is my lore channel, and the gaming channel, talking about like the history of pushes for Empire at War 2. I don't think it's impossible. It was something that Petroglyph wanted to do for years, but they were told no by LucasArts. Like, they clearly wanted more expansions, at least. They were told no by LucasArts, and then they were also told no by EA. but Petroglyph currently is working with EA on the Command & Conquer remasters. So the idea that after that, with that working relationship built up, that they'd be able to translate that into working on another Empire at War type game, or a direct sequel or another expansion or something, isn't too... I don't think that's beyond the realm of possibility.
Turret constructing.
Nuco ordnance. Open fire.
Unit destroyed.
Roger that. Attack that target.
Construction complete. Unit
Oh, come on, don't shoot under it. There you go. Nope, almost. There. That's better.
Unit destroyed. Unit destroyed.
I think EA's learned their lesson about gameplay-related microtransactions,
Unit destroyed.
and game design would be done by
Unit destroyed.
the studio, so...
Let's go. Form up. Attacking target. Moving to position. Reporting in. Awaiting orders.
Who knows what it would end up actually looking like, but I don't think it's impossible that we get it. I don't think we're getting it anytime soon. Like, Petroglyph is definitely not working on it right now, but it's something that they've clearly wanted to do for a long time. And something that they now have that working relationship with EA on, so...
Reporting. Moving. Scanning target. Ready to fire.
Well, turrets as a whole need to be reworked. They haven't been included in ground rework so far, because we're focusing more on units. Once we have units down, then we'll figure out what role we want turrets to play. Then with mechanical changes, they'll be factored in with that. Gotta make sure these battle droids don't get around here. But mechanical changes would take priority, then turrets would fit into that, however they fit in.
Awaiting orders.
Let's get these ATSTs
Right
back
away.
there.
Just give me a target.
And the other thing about CNC remasters is that they'd be a good indicator of whether we want Cliff to make
Order acknowledged.
more Empire War in the first place.
I copy. Attack that target.
This ability doesn't work great in Forces of Corruption, but
Attack it.
the graphics are messed up, but it still does stuff, so...
Affirmative. Fire. Nuco
Alright, let's get this over here. I think they're fine.
Destroyed.
Roger that. Open fire.
Follow behind me. Unit destroyed.
Attack that target.
Let's go.
Alright, this side we're good on. So let's leave two of them here, and let's start shifting our focus more towards this north side.
Destroyed.
Awaiting orders. Heading out.
Base
Fall
is
out.
We can back off.
Enemy bombardment is ready.
Yeah,
Copy.
bombardment.
Attacking target.
There we go.
I don't want to keep these guys too close together because then they're going to blow them all up. Okay, let's get that money back.
I'll copy.
Unit destroyed.
Oh, they used it on that 2M. Do we get any more? The real question. Okay, once this turret's down, I think that'll be basically a win for us. I kind of want to get the clones killed so that we should get another company of them. I think we haven't exhausted those yet. I don't think they've had to respawn yet. Okay, let's focus on this AT, or AAT. What heroes are going to be in the mod? We've done news posts about that. We've done full hero rosters for both factions for the first version or two. But you can also see that on the hero bar on the galactic level for the Republic. So if you check out the mod database page or the Discord or the website, then you can see the full list there. As for future editions, the last 3 Jedi that we put in, Kit Fisto, Aayla Secura, and Shaak Ti, they were actually picked by a poll we did for everyone to vote in. And additions after that, other than specific, especially plot-relevant ones, then we'd probably do another poll like that. There were some options we left out because there were people that we knew we were adding eventually, like Coyote-Mundi. Coyote-Mundi and Ahsoka are probably the 2 that we'd add in the first patch for the Republic, and then there'll be like Dirge, Cad Bane, Aura Singh, Django, so like a bounty hunter focus for the CIS for a patch or 2. Alright, looks like we're out of vehicle reinforcements. I really want to just kill this one, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get over there. Oppo Rancisis would probably never be in the mod for the same reasons that he was most likely killed off in-universe, and that very difficult to actually make that not look stupid when in the game. Difficult to animate, difficult to complete in any way. Quinlan Voss's inclusion would probably be contingent on a similar poll that got like Aayla Secura, Shaak Ti, and Kit Fisto in. Alright. We are victorious, even though we've lost everything. I really want to clear them out of Brental, but it's such a big fleet there. I don't want to risk our forces for something that's already relatively secure. Alright, these guys... I'm not sure which direction I want to send them. Let's let that stuff finish building first, though. And instead, let's go to Mustafar.
Understood.
We'll use Kit Fisto. I think this section of the galaxy is going to be what we clear out first. Vasek, Bomaskori, Barlock, I think this is? No, not Barlock. Some B planet. Fondor and Bristida. I think buildable fleet commanders would be a thing for Fall of the Republic or Thrawn's Revenge. Definitely not buildable. If we did them, they'd be included in a different way. If you have buildable fleet commanders, the AI tends to spam them. That's why they were removed in the first place, because they're hard-coded in a really weird way. Like, you can see giant fleets of them that happen, and it's not good. Alright, flex more, filibuster, bunch of acclimators. Pause for the rest of this.
Reinforcements canceled.
Roger. Let's go. We'll be there soon. Moving out. Heading out. Fall out.
This one is... Nope, not Arc 170s. Aggressive peacekeeping. You guys get over there.
Cruiser here.
Guys, turn on the
Reinforcements
Golan.
canceled. All ahead. Reinforcements canceled.
Engines to full. Moving. All ahead.
I think we had the Carrack in for the last time, but this is what the update looks like in case we didn't.
What are your orders?
Attack formation. Coming back around for another run.
Dreadnought cruiser.
But yeah, that'd be... Commanders like that would be probably built into the planet loyalty system.
Stepping by.
As a reward for certain planets, like Greta, and they'd be
Captain here.
limited in that way.
Copy that.
More enemy craft.
Okay, Arc 170s, you can move on past, kill that.
Move to attack. Fire for maximum effect.
Where'd he go? Nowhere to run.
Do you think the different acclimator variants could have different looks? Like some could have the red designs with the open circle fleet stuff, while others would be gray like in episode 2. So that wouldn't be how we differentiate between variants. Like giving the open circle fleet thing to everything in a class doesn't really make any sense. We've already kind of discussed what our plans are for the open circle fleet, where if Yularen is present, similar to how the Jedi and Legions work, then things brought in after him would get the open circle fleet insignia. There may be different color markings that we like, different areas for the color markings that we do for the variants, but it'll mostly be icons. And there's some that would potentially eventually get model differences, but obviously that would just be for stuff like the leveler, or anything that was actually different looking. But open circle fleet and specific insignia like that would definitely not be used for that, because those denote something specific, which wouldn't be denoted by using them for variants. So that would just be confusing for people who know what it means, and wouldn't mean anything to people who don't know what it means. Alright, we do need to build back up the ground forces for Shakti and Kit Fisto, though. A little bit. It's just them and the ATTEs. I think if we combine some of this, it should be fine.
Complete.
Transmission received.
For now. Uh-oh.
Yes, right away.
Do you have a fighter? You have an X-Wing.
The enemy has been spotted.
Roger.
Lander ready. Arrival imminent.
We do have a really old Eta 2 model
Reporting in.
in the mod right now.
Yes, Commander.
Retreat.
It'll probably be redone, and then the Aether Sprite we do have a model for, but it'll probably be redone. The map are always revealed from the start of the last 3 fights. So in space we don't use Fog of War very much because it doesn't really add anything to the game. God damn, it's going to be everywhere. I wonder if I can... Yeah. There we go.
Construction complete.
Let's just do that. Yeah, so... Space Fog of War is never really something we've used in Ron's Revenge. It's not... good. Right, so let's get them down to Mustafar. And with our Jedi.
I understand.
Okay. And I'll bring down Kid Fisto first so we can just look at his model.
Beginning construction. Invasion
So there's going to be three different types of Jedi robe if you include Anakin's weird leather outfit. But there's going to be the robier ones like this.
I'll be there.
Then there's going to be the Obi-Wan style one,
Reinforcements.
which is no cloak, but
Destination set. Heading out. Order acknowledged.
I understand.
At maximum
one of the things that's kind of annoying about Empire at War is you have
I'm on it.
limited ways that bones can be assigned for models to influence movement, because each vertice, each bit of the model can only be influenced by one bone, so unless you use a lot of bones, you get really jerky movement, but you can only apply 24 bones to a single object.
I'm with you. I'll be there. Stay close to me.
Yeah, one of the other things with Fog of War in space is that if you have larger ships, especially SSDs, they'll be like floating in and out of Fog of War, which is just annoying.
Let me help you. I'm going.
Okay, Kit, go up that way. Same with you guys.
Enemy unit sighted.
Aerial artillery reporting. Attack.
secured an abandoned heavy vehicle factory.
How can I help you?
Alright, got some extra vehicles there.
Here.
Ready for orders. Right away.
Yeah, the ATT animations were redone fairly recently because the originals you couldn't export properly. But the animation speed and the movement speed haven't been adjusted to them yet. So it is a little moonwalky.
Ready to receive orders.
Where do you need me?
Kit, you're gonna...
Vehicle factory destroyed.
You guys, go down here. Kit, you are supposed to capture that.
We've secured a landing zone.
Copy.
And Jacques T,
Heading out.
Sabers, another ATTE, and more of those.
Comlink active.
I mentioned it a bit more towards the beginning of the playthrough, but we're aiming to get one lander done for each faction for the first release.
Destination ahead.
For the CIS, right now there is nothing done, or before now there was nothing done, but Bob did just finish the C9979, which is going to be used as a carrier in space and also maybe used for landing some stuff. But we're also going to try to get the hard cell done, which will be another thing that's used for as a ground unit as well as getting a transport version. Or as a space unit, not as a ground unit.
Awaiting orders. Attack that target. Copy. Attacking target. Let's go. Fire at will.
Oh, so much here. Doc,
On my
I
way.
didn't notice you were there.
Be right there. Right.
Alright, protect yourself and get out.
Transmit the order.
Fisto, get closer.
I copy.
Less than 3.
Thanks, Sebastian. Alright, we almost lost another Jedi. Well, almost lost our first Jedi. We haven't actually lost any of them. But Master Fisto is gonna go and live up to his name.
As easy as bullseyeing walk.
Don't think about that too much.
Stay close to me. I'm here.
I copy.
Get you back a bit. Bring you guys forward a bit. I do want to heal this one up.
Let me help you.
And we'll get a repair platform for them.
How can
You guys can all head away.
Unit destroyed.
Don't worry about that. No, they killed it. Alright, kill the turret then. You guys... Well, focus on those infantry. You guys focus on the vehicles. We started a lot of the ground balancing with 2.2, and some of that is transferred into, or 2.3 for Imperial Civil War, and some of that is transferred into Fall of the Republic. But there's still a lot we're going to be doing to alter ground battles. So there will be more information about that at some point. Hey. Hey. Well, they'll probably retreat after we've taken down their main structures anyways, and I think we've got more than enough to do that. Just get everyone together. Don't need to worry too much about catching everything.
Unit destroyed. Unit destroyed. I'm on it. Don't underestimate me. Understood.
I always hate it when mods make ground units take more than one pop cap. So generally I agree. I think there are some exceptions that have to be made for that though, like the A6 Juggernaut. Because usually the way that we do pop cap, at least for ground determined pop cap, is to figure out which vehicle is the strongest, make that one per company, and then scale from there, like scale the other companies from there. But the A6 Juggernaut is just so strong that it would make other companies have to be fairly large to be able to keep up with it. So that's an instance where we've gone with 2 pop cap. We'd also never increase the ground pop cap of 10 because that breaks the game in pretty significant ways, which some mods do, which I think is a really bad idea. Alright, you guys can uncrouch. Space pop cap you can do whatever you want with, but ground pop cap has some ways to break the UI especially that you don't want to mess with. Alright, Shaq. Captain Shaq T of the XP Gamers. Fisto. Alright. There's our main target.
Stay close to me. I'm here. You'll find I'm full of surprise. There we go.
I don't remember how many structures were here. I think 5. There's 2 that we've killed, or mostly killed.
Unit destroyed. Unit destroyed. Let me help you. You're over.
There will be 3. Kit, you can head over there. There's a heavy vehicle factory. RT, you've got that one. Alright. Progress is happening.
Skywalker here. Commander Skywalker reporting.
Ooh, 2 heavy vehicle factories.
Stay together. Now. Where do you need me? I'll be there.
Okay, get on over there.
Awaiting your signal.
And I do think they'll retreat after we've killed
There they
most of
are.
this.
I'll get them. I'm on it.
You can handle that.
Copy. I am a Jedi. Going after them. What's the mission?
Alright.
Skywalker reporting. What's your trooper? Going in. Transmit the order.
I guess we'll head down here. They might be counting the bunker as a structure.
Right. Got it.
Nope.
You'll find I'm full of surprise. I'll help any way I can. I copy. Yes.
At least get another landing pad. What are you shooting at? That doesn't really belong to them. There we go. Now that we have a landing zone. Did lose 2 LATs and 2 ATTEs. Or ATTEs, as no one calls them. ATTEs.
System control achieved. Building under
Got you on there. Alderaan needs some structures as well.
Beginning construction.
Let's go to Humberine. Let's get down the haters back and fast strike.
Production.
That pretty much cuts them off a lot of important ways.
Building under construction.
Build a space structure there.
Let's
One
move
back
out.
here. So we'll mostly save up some money and use these guys to finish off this section. Ooh, Rathana. I think I just finished the level 3 there. Darn it. Yeah, most ground units are capable of hitting air units. There are a few that can't right now, but that's going to be changed rather than being an intended thing.
Sir, it's them. Ready for action. Station ready.
Space station
Yep.
damaged.
Yeah, this isn't going to do anything.
We have been defeated.
Got no garrisons right now. Alright, so I think we're going to end that episode there. We're going to keep going on the Twitch stream for 2 more episodes worth, I think. But I'm going to put in the cut, and we'll get started back on with the stream in a moment. So thanks for watching, everyone on YouTube, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.